So, I finally finished that 6.5 to 1 DSG build. It's been a lot of mucking around. Basically, in a nutshell, you have the ARP 9 lower, the Gen 9 upper, Gen 9 T-piece modified slightly, one-piece cylinder, and it's the hybrid nozzle from Azrael's Armory. I had to drop the motor back down to 25k, tiny 25k. 35 was way too fast for the H92 gearbox. So when you look at the H92 versus the MK V2, the H92 is a copy of the Gen 9 gearbox, which is even longer in the nose, so there's even more taper plate travel. So the faster you go, the worse the feeding is going to get, because the taper plate cannot travel that distance. I've measured it at 12 mil, 12 mil back, 12 mil forward. Normal V2 gel blaster gearbox seems to be around about 10 mil, and I think airsoft is around 8 mil. So when you look at 12, that's an extra 50% on top of airsoft travel, and then another 25% travel on top of a gel blaster V2 version. So I've had to do a lot of mucking around with a taper plate. I've reduced the taper travel as much as possible through some things, and I might explain that later on, but just at this very moment I'm not, because it's taken a long time to actually work out how to do it. And then just with the Gen 9 style gearbox too, it does seem to, as a sector gear comes around, it does seem to crack that seal way too early, so that I've had to do a lot of mucking around and adjustments to get timing perfect. The tail of the taper plate is basically just mimicked the SHS V2, so it only pulls the taper plate back far enough to feed a gel, and then there's the other portion of the tail is just to hold the taper plate at that point while the gel feeds, and then it will snap closed. So it seems to be running very good at the moment. Put some videos up and some chronos. It's got really good results for FPS. And also I'm going to rebuild another DSG in this video, and I'm also going to do a different TP setup in one of my SLRs, another option that you can use. So keep watching. So this SLR DSG was pretty much built around the Wells magazine, because at the time this was the fastest feeding standard magazine I could find. Gen 9, it's got that like step down cog, it's a piece of shit. Gen 8's okay, but this one is, I found, by far superior to all of the rest. Not so much anymore, but because we've got high-speed mag motors and that, so it's not such a big deal anymore. But anyway, this one was set up all around the magazine. So what I did for this one was one-piece cylinder, V2 nozzle. I think it's running a Kublai orange tip as well. I can't remember, it's been a while since I've actually pulled it down. It's got the Fighting Bro T-piece. I think this is the older style SLR, so you may not need to do that modification to the top. But in the newer ones, they changed the front of the upper receiver, and I had to just give that a light kind of sand down so it would slide through. So Fighting Bro T-piece, Fighting Bro adapter, and then just the outer barrel. Pretty simple setup. You do need to make a couple little minor mods to the mag release to run the Wells mag, because of course the positions of the little catch are in different spots, so very minor modification. It does tend to wobble a little bit in there, it's probably a tad bit small, so I just put some Velcro type material in here just to assist holding that magazine in there straight. So probably not the best option I think the next option I'm going to show you is probably far superior, but I'm not changing this. I still really do like the setup and how it's performing, so there's no need to change this at all. Right, this is the second SLR DSG that I have, and this one has the new T-piece and adapter style setup. So this one runs a Gen 8 magazine, still has the one-piece cylinder, V2 nozzle. This one runs the orange tip on it, orange nozzle tip, and then I've gone away with the Fighting Bro adapter and moved to one of these, which you can find at Gel Ball Undercover. That's where I got that from anyway. And then this lovely T-piece here, nice and red. Also I got that from Gel Ball Undercover. So they do pair up. It's not a perfect fit, like there's a little bit of play, but once it's all in the blaster, there's no issues, everything will line up and it'll work fine. Well, I've found it'll work fine. One note is though, when I had to put it all together, the spacers that are included with this adapter, I did have to put it behind the adapter just to make enough clearances, etc., that I could close all the receiver, top and lower receiver together correctly. But it's all working perfectly fine. This is my preferred option now. So this on semi at the moment with the hop up on the end, shooting about 324 average, and then on full auto it's dropping to around 300, 310. And that's due to me changing the tappet plate, and I probably left the tail a tad bit long.